So Nigeria win bronze, third place at the AFCON 2025 tournament, beating Egypt 4-2 on penalties. And look, that game was one of the worst games you will see in an AFCON tournament. That was not a game. That was hardly a professional football game. 5 shots from Egypt, 4 shots from Nigeria. It wasn't worth. If you didn't watch that game, I promise you did not miss anything. But you know what? At least it's some atonement for what the Nigerian players did against Morocco. At least they made it up some way after what happened against Morocco during the midweek. But at least they get something out of this tournament. At least we get third place because it was looking very, very good all tournament long. We're looking strong. We're looking like, okay, maybe we can win this tournament. And it ends the way it did, but at least we can leave with our heads held high somewhat, right? That game was terrible. But the focus now is what is next? What is next for this Nigerian national team? What can we look forward to in the next 4 years, in the next tournament, in the next World Cup? Hopefully we get to the next World Cup. What can we look forward to moving forward in this team? I think we're going to have to be honest with ourselves, right? Iwobi will be 32, 33, probably 33, right? Chukwueze also up there, will be up there in age. Lukman will be 30 plus. Osimhen will be 30 plus. Bassi, 30 plus. Wambali, 30 plus. Ajayi, probably retired, right? There's going to be a lot of change in this Nigerian national team. I'm not saying 30, 31 means your career is over, but it will mean that there's time to start putting some new faces in this Nigerian national team. And that is the focus moving forward. I think has to be the focus moving forward for this national team. Who are the new guys that can come into this team and make a difference? I've been talking about Ebenezer Akinsamiro for a while now. I'm surprised he didn't even get a minute in this tournament. He's such a talented midfielder. I wanted to see at least 1 minute in this tournament. We didn't get to see that, right? Very disappointed in seeing that. In that, Igor Ogbu in the back line, very, very good defender. I would like to see him moving forward in the Nigerian national team. I like to see him actually performing and getting game time in meaningful matches moving forward. The goalkeeping issue. I know today Wambali saved the penalties he saved, but generally I'm not confident in him as a goalkeeper, right? Marco Okoye is a goalkeeper I've looked at and I've been very, very, very confident in his abilities. I know when he's performed for Nigeria, he's had some shaky moments, but he's a good goalkeeper, right? He plays at the top level in Europe. I can trust him a little bit more than I can trust basically any other keeper right now, right? I know there's Arthur Okonkwo at Wrexham. Maybe he can come into the team in the next couple of years, start to showcase his skills and his talents. But there's gonna have to be some change in this team, right? We're not gonna be able to rely on Ndidi and Iwobi and Onyeka in the next tournament. It just doesn't happen. National teams, especially the best national teams, they don't keep the same. Unless you have a legendary midfield of like Xavi, Busquets, Iniesta. Unless you have that, you're not keeping the same midfield tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament, right? There has to be at least some change in there. So who is going to be that new midfielder that enters the Nigerian midfield? Because Ndidi will turn 30 this year, I believe. So, these guys will be 30, 33, 34, 30, we need new guys to come into the team. So I'm excited to see what kind of talent comes up. I know Nigeria, we know Nigerians. We always have a abundance of strikers, abundance of attackers. Every Nigerian wants to be an attacker. We're the midfielders, we're the defenders to come into this team and take us to the next level. The coaching issue. I know there was mention about Eric Shelley, keeping him up for continuity. I don't believe that should be the case. I believe Nigeria should definitely look for a new manager, somebody with a more progressive, more attacking mind. The way Nigerians, where we are, we're a prideful people. So we should play prideful football, meaning we should play attacking, front foot, pushing the other team back type of football. What I saw against Morocco in that semifinal was appalling, atrocious. We made no effort to push up the pitch. I know we didn't play well. I know the referee was terrible. I know Morocco was pressing, but Eric Chelle did not make any adjustments to push for the win. He was so comfortable pushing for penalties. I couldn't understand it. I can never support that type of management, that type of football being played. That needs to change. So I'm looking at the manager. I'm looking at the midfield. I'm looking at the defense. In the future, things are going to have to kind of change. They're going to have to be new guys that come into those positions and change things. Victor Osimhen, we now have a good sample size of you in big games when Nigeria needs you the most. You have been anonymous. You have not shown up. I'm not going to believe that in the next 2, 3, 4 years that you'll just change and you just become this guy for Nigeria. I'm just not, right? I'm just not. So who can be that guy for us? It might sound harsh. It might sound like I'm being too reactionary. No, I know people. I'm not a big fan of people change people. Sometimes people are just who they are, and we've seen it enough years, in enough teams, in enough scenarios, situations that Victor Osimhen is who he is. Can we rely on Osimhen as our best player moving forward? I don't know if you can. So who else can fill that role? And I don't know. Just something needs to change. Something needs to change. When I look at the entire tournament, I peel the layers back, and I look at the entire tournament as a whole. It's a good tournament. I'll give it a B rating. I'll give it a B rating, B plus. It was a very, very good tournament because I expected us to be one of the 8 best teams. Maybe an outside chance to reach the semifinals. We get there. I wasn't expecting us to win the tournament when the tournament started. Let's be honest. I thought it was Senegal or Morocco. Those are my 2 teams to win the tournament, and those will be the 2 teams to fight for the title tomorrow. But I expected us to at least challenge to reach the semifinals. We got there. We exceeded my expectations, in my honest opinion. I'm happy with that. But now what I've seen, there's another level to reach in this national team. There's another level to get to. Because if we continue at this level, if we continue at this with this management, with this style of play, we cannot compete against the Senegals, against the Morocco. Look at the Morocco team that we played in the semifinals. Those guys are all young. Outside of Al-Kabi, outside of Al-Kabi and Bono and goal, I don't think any of those players, all those outfield players, were over the age of 20. I think Hakimi is 27. Aguerd is maybe like 30. But look at that front line. Abde, Brahim, Saibari, Ayuni, Al-Kanous. Those guys are all 25 under. That's the kind of competition we're facing moving forward. None of those guys will be 30 in the next tournament. Look at Hamza Imama that came on. He's like 22. So there's a lot of competition. These guys are not going anywhere. Senegal, they're not going anywhere. They're going to get better. All those young players that they have, you look at, okay, you have Mane, Koulibaly, all these old guys. They have a lot of young players on that bench waiting for the opportunity. The SARS, Pap Sar, I mean. Guys like that are waiting. Guys we haven't even seen play for the national team yet. 18, 19-year-olds playing in France, waiting for an opportunity to get to this national team. They have a big crop of talent. We need to be ready to compete with these guys. I'm looking at the likes of Ugochukwu. Are you gonna come to Nigeria? All those guys that have eligibility to play for England, are you gonna come to Nigeria and play for us? Because at the end of the day, we need that talent. We need that talent. Right? Iwobi did it early. You guys do it too. Lukman did it early. You guys do it too. So that's the scenario that we're in right now. Ghana probably will figure it out moving forward very soon. Ivory Coast, they have a lot of young talent. Obviously Ahmad, obviously Diomande. They will be there to compete with us moving forward. All these teams have not only young talent now, they have young players coming up in the future. If we do not start preparing now, we're going to be behind. So that's why I say I'm not worried. I'm not thinking about, should we continue with Eric Shelley? Should we continue with it? No, things must change because we're not good enough to win at the highest level right now. We're not good enough. Get ahead of the train. Start making changes. In the federation, things need to change, and it needs to improve. Otherwise, we're going to continue to be disappointed. At the very least, we need to be making World Cup every single year, every single cycle, because especially with the expanded version of the World Cup now, it should be so much easier to make the World Cup. It should be easy to make the World Cup, and we're struggling to make the World Cup. Last 2 World Cups I ever made it. That's embarrassing. That's shocking. That's a disgrace to the nation of Nigeria. So there has to be changes being made. And it starts with the federation. the management and new players need to come into this team and start to inject a change into this team, more quality into this team. And I you know what? I'm going to hold out and have belief and hope that things can get better and things can improve. Because if I don't have hope, what the hell do I have? What the hell do we have if we don't have hope? So that's my expectation moving forward. Please, 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 things must change. Look, Lukman Iwobi, thanks for stepping up to take the penalties today. But where was this against Morocco? You see what I mean? This is not, third place is good. But where was this against Morocco when we needed it the most? When it was the biggest moment of the tournament, where was that? Things must change. Things must improve because other teams will improve and it will become more difficult for us to win AFCONs if we do not make changes in our federation and in our national team as well. So I hope and I pray that things will get better. But for now, we take the bronze medal, take the third place, take the win against Egypt, and move forward for the rest of the year. See what happens the rest of the year. Hopefully, positive changes are coming about. But guys, Nigeria fans, let me know in the comments what you think about this tournament as a whole. I have reviews on every single game that Nigeria played in this tournament. If you want to look back on this channel about any of the reviews, look back on them. I'm proud of this team. This was a very, very good performance. We had a very, very good account of ourselves in this tournament, making up a little bit for the disappointment of what the World Cup campaign was. I'm overall proud of this team, but we have places to go and levels to reach. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon. Peace out.